Well, welcome everyone. We are at our next revenue generating webinar, and I'm going to give a minute as everybody is just signing in so that you have just a moment to do that. But this is our Coffee with Kendra and team. It's so exciting to have you all here today.
Hi. Same.
We're waiting for everybody to get signed in and chat where you are from. If you are just joining us, I'm just waiting a moment as everybody gets in so that we can begin. It looks like we have a lot that we're going to cover today. So, official beginning. Welcome everyone to our Coffee with Kendra today. We're going to talk about 3 reports that you have to have so that you can make decisions, or as Mari calls it, have a roadmap to where you are going with your sales and marketing and overall your whole revenue generating engine. I'm Kendra Lee, president and founder of KLA Group. We work with companies between $1 million and $100 million in annual revenue, all around their revenue generating engine, and that's sales and marketing. Okay, so all of the things that we're talking about today are framed from that perspective. And I have with me today Mari Palacios. She is our marketing manager, or a marketing manager here at KLA Group, and brings a huge depth of data and data analysis to the conversation today. And when I was talking with her and we were planning what we were going to talk about with you today, I said to her, so Mari, these can't be basic reports, right? They're not going to be basic because people know basic reports. And she's like, no way are these basic reports.
They're not.
So good to have you here, Mari.
Thank you.
And also Paula Riley, who is our HubSpot digital marketing specialist. And if you do anything with us in HubSpot, you have had an opportunity to talk with Paula because she is one of the key members of our marketing operations team. Paula, it's a pleasure to have you.
Thank you. It's nice to be here again.
And we have tested all of our screen sharing so that you know it will work. We have a lot that we're going to cover today. Our objective is for you to see 3 reports that will give you clear visibility into your marketing, your sales, your AI, and your CRM. You will know what are the things that you have to shift so that you can optimize both your sales and your marketing and ultimately your revenue generating engine. That's our goal for you leaving today. There is a lot that we're going to cover. We have many slides. We're going to do some screen sharing demos so you can see, if you have HubSpot, what it would look like in HubSpot. But know that those are the types of things that you're looking for in your own CRM. Mari's also going to show some demo in ChatGPT because we have a tool that we're going to give you that you can use. We're also going to give you a copy of the slides. So as we fly through everything, don't worry. You can go to the landing page and get everything. So with that, Mari, we want to focus on those 3 reports. Share from your perspective. We talked that there are so many businesses that actually don't use any data to guide what they're doing in their marketing and sales. So with that, I'm going to turn it over to you and share what the heck is going on and what they need to be doing.
Following what you just said, Kendra, it's incredible because sales teams are stock measuring activity and not outcomes. You find that marketing teams are focused on engagement without really seeing what's driving revenue. And we have found that leadership, they're often trying to piece together disconnected data, trying to make more strategic decisions without a clear picture. So this is what we're trying to explain today that this is not about adding more reports. It's about reporting what actually matters. And that is exactly how AI can help. And that is what we will show you today.
And I would add, as I work with leaders and their sales and their marketing teams, when we're talking about what's the strategy that we should be implementing with them, it's not that you don't want to measure your activities in sales. It's that can't be the only thing. Activities are indicators of whether or not you're going to achieve your results, but you have to look at the outcomes. Marketing teams, it's amazing how many of them don't look at any metrics or are looking at the wrong metrics based on what their goals are. And then leadership leaves it up to sales and marketing and doesn't pay attention to what the metrics are saying. Reporting is what tells you, are you on track for what your goals are at the individual contributor level, all the way up to for the business itself. So what we're talking about today is critical for how you are going to generate revenue in your business.
Absolutely. All right. So really up here is we're trying to explain who this session really is for. And if you're a business owner or a founder and you're feeling unsure about where growth is actually coming from or where to focus your time and budget, this is the webinar for you. If you're a sales leader and you want better clarity on which leads and deals deserve your team's energy, then this is going to help you see that and convert more effectively. And in the last end of this, if you're a marketing leader and looking to prove the impact of your campaigns and make smarter, what I call data-driven decisions, then this is going to give you those insights and how you need to align your activities with revenue.
So, we always like to begin with a poll. And what we'd like to know is, how confident are you that your current reports are giving you a full view of your sales and marketing impact? And so I've opened the poll for you. You can jump to that and tell us, are you very confident that you have full visibility and you're using those metrics, the data that's coming from it, to drive your business? Are you somewhat confident? You can track most key metrics, but there are others that you can't. Are you not very confident? So you see pieces, but you can't see the whole picture. Or maybe you've got the whole picture and you can't see the pieces underneath it. Or you're not confident at all. Numbers can be scary to a lot of people. We know that on the financial side, but the same thing can be true when you're looking at your sales and your marketing, because you might feel like you don't know what it is that you're looking at or how you should use it. So maybe you're not confident at all that you've got the reporting that you need. So let us know that. As I'm looking here, people are voting. It looks like we really don't have any people who are very confident or somewhat confident. They don't feel like they have visibility across the funnel, and they don't feel that they can track most of the key metrics. People are voting between the two of not very confident or not confident at all. And the majority of people are not confident at all, that they feel like they're missing key parts of the story. So with what we're going to share with you today, you want to be taking notes of these are the reports that you want to have. And if you're not confident where you've got pieces of it, listen for what are the pieces that you feel that you are missing. Okay, that's what you're listening for. All right, so let's dive in then and talk about the first report, which is the Pipeline Health Report. I'm going to tell you this is one of my favorite reports overall. I have a passion for sales, but the more that I can see into a pipeline, the better I know where does a sales team need to be coached and guided, and where do you have to shift your sales process. So I'm going to turn this over to Mari.
Right. So the Pipeline Health Report it's the heartbeat of your revenue engine. You want to be able to understand and visualize what sales opportunities are in your pipeline, how the deal movement, how they're moving through the different stages, and what are your revenue projections in one place. What is it that your activities, your sales team, your marketing experts, your marketing activities are guiding everything towards? And the reason why this report is so important is because without it, you can't really have a goal or a target in mind, and you cannot coach or prioritize or focus or forecast accurately. So, in the words of Kendra, if your pipeline is messy or invisible, well, your revenue is unpredictable.
Yeah.
So this report brings that. It brings visibility and accountability into focus.
So Paula is going to show us the 3 reports in action so that you can see, and she's showing them to you again in HubSpot because we're a HubSpot Gold partner. This is what we use with our clients, but we also have clients that have other CRMs. So you're listening for our what are the reports and what do you need to be looking for? So Paula, you can screen share.
All right. Can you see my screen this time?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Yay.
Yes, we can.
We're a step ahead from last time.
For all of you who weren't here in the last copy with Kendra, Paula couldn't get her screen sharing to work the whole time. So this is fabulous. Go for it.
Yay. One step ahead. Okay, so we're using HubSpot. You may use a different CRM, so you might want to check to see what capabilities your CRM has. But in HubSpot, it's really easy to build these reports out. All you've got to do is come up here, add report. Just real quickly, you can click create report and you can type in whatever keywords you're wanting, and it'll give you these templates for you to start from. So we're looking for pipeline health. And this report, we're giving what our sales are right now. It's broken out by rep, and it's broken out from the different pipelines that we have. This is our weighted, so it's the forecasted amount that each one of that our team is forecasting moving forward, what they're going to have. I like this one right here because it's going to give you the count of deals that are in each of these different stages, and it's going to tell you how long they're in that stage, along with this one, so that you'll see if you've got anything that's stuck that needs to go in there and have some extra attention given to it to move it along in that process. And then over here, this one is just your general health. So it's the deal stages, how long they've been in these current stages, and what the win rate is when you go through here. And then it's going to give you this average out of all of those different stages. So
if you look at these reports and you are a sales executive or you are the business owner over the sales team, you can determine, now this is a demo stage, so they're all showing us 14 days, but you would see in your pipeline health report, scroll down just a little, if you would, Paula, you can see how long average opportunities are staying within each stage. And if you feel that things are stalling, that's where you can look and say, do I need to coach a sales rep? Are there sales tools that we need to offer? Is there something marketing could do? But by being able to look at each individual stage, you're able to start to diagnose what are the things that you need to do to increase the velocity of your deals. So these reports are extremely insightful. As a salesperson can look and see where are they strong and where do they need to improve. And for them, they can look and say, I want more training around converting appointments to qualified opportunities because it's taking me too long compared to my peers. So very valuable in helping you with your improving your sales and optimizing it.
Yeah. And I would add, following what Bill just posted on the chat, is that reports in specifically in HubSpot, they're interactive. They're not two-dimensional. You can click on, for example, the 14 days and dig a little bit deeper as to what is going on with that deal or that stage specifically. So that is the beauty of dashboards in HubSpot.
Yeah, I agree. All right. And I believe Mari has the same setup in ChatGPT.
Yes. So I would love to walk you through. Kayla has created this custom GPT agent. And it's for the pipeline health report specifically, which is the one we're going to start with. The great thing about this is that you don't need to analyze your data manually or rely on a generic summary. This agent that I'm going to show you in a minute is going to walk you through the entire process step by step. So what Paula just showed you, if you look at it for some reason, you go, wait a minute, what? Okay, this agent that we've created will allow you to understand what's happening behind the scenes. So I'm going to take over and share my screen. And it's called the KLA Revenue Generator Campaign Analyzer AI Agent. You will find, and we're going to share this at the end of the webinar with you so you can access it and run your own analysis. But it starts with 3 different prompts. Analyze my pipeline health report. In this case, this is the one that Paula just explained, and is going to tell you to, 1, explain what industry you belong to. And the reason why it's asking you, and the reason why this is important, is because this GPT uses source industry benchmarks to evaluate your pipeline performance in
Marty,
context.
it's not showing.
Let's see.
You have my
Stop
problem
sharing.
from last time.
No. Okay. Let's try this again.
If not,
Share. Can you see it?
not yet. So here's what I'm going to suggest. Just stop trying to share and describe what it will do.
Okay, perfect. I will describe that. Okay, so when you go into this chat GPT, it's going to ask you it will have 3 different prompts. And it will say, analyze my pipeline health report, or analyze my campaign to conversion report, or analyze my lead journey report, which are the 3 reports we're talking about today. When you click on analyze my pipeline health report, it's going to ask you 2 things. To tell the custom agent what your industry is so that it can pull industry benchmarks into the analysis it's giving you. And the second thing it will ask you to do is to either upload a CSV file, to upload information from your CRM as to your pipeline, or in this case for HubSpot, I upload screen captures of the reports that Paula just showed. Your pipeline health report, this agent, will showcase 3 important sections. And it will tell you what the stuck deals are. So that section will tell you if the deals are lingering too long in the pipeline compared to your industry benchmarks. So it will compare something along the lines of average time and stage versus what your industry is really performing. It will highlight potential risks in red or in orange. So that's the very cool thing about this agent, that you can visually see where you're green, where things are great, and where things are stuck. And it will help you spot the bottlenecks before they become lost revenue. So first section of that report is your stock deals. Then it will nicely list out this part of the GPT is the next steps. So it will act more like a coach. So it doesn't just describe what's wrong with your pipeline. It will tell you what to do next. So it will recommend what are your tactical next steps. Are you adding urgency to follow-ups? Are you rescoring your deals? It will flag underperforming reps or owners that may need support or redistribution. And it will prioritize actions based on the data. So no, you don't have to do any guesswork. It will tell you exactly what needs to get done. And the third part of this report is the issues that you need to watch for. So this is great because it's the warning lights section. So looking ahead and identifying the risk trends that you might be missing. So let's say that you have 0 win rate across all stages, it will call that out. If you have forecasted revenue that is dropping off, it will give you a heads up. You have imbalanced workloads across the team members, it will flag that. So just know that the GPT that we've created, this agent doesn't just stop at analysis. You can ask it to generate a presentation ready summary. It can, identify specific stock deals. You can continue asking questions. And it will suggest in next actions that when you connect with a firm like KLA Group, who specializes in pipeline improvement, it would tell you if this is too much, well, KLA is there to help you carry this out. So that is specifically the pipeline health report. And because I like to keep trying things, I'm going to see if you guys can see this screen now.
And what I'm going to share is it's one thing to have the report, which is what Paula showed you, the pipeline health report, but you have to be able to analyze it. Remember,
Yes.
I was looking at the report and sharing with you what you might look at, but by using this custom GPT that we've built, now you can have it analyzed and have it give you insights even beyond what you might have seen and what you should do about those. It's being able to analyze the data, not just get the data. That's so critical.
And now it's showing, thankfully, that I tried again. So right here, I just clicked on the prompt that says, analyze my pipeline health report. It'll tell you to upload the information and tell you what industry, where you belong to. In this case, I just took screen captures of the report that Paula just showed, the little tables, and I say we are in the professional services industry. And here is where you get the beauty of all of this. So even by not reading the analysis, you know that by red, pay attention, by orange, it's almost there. So it tells you information about, for example, most deals are hovering at 13 days, and it tells you what the benchmark time is for the professional services industry and what your average time is. It will give you sources that you can click through. And it will tell you exactly, like I explained, next steps, what the urgency is. You are sitting at 6 days longer than the average. Rescore these deals because you have 0% win rate. Reassign or re-escalate. Now, take into account that the data that Paula showed is demo data. This will be different, depending on the information you upload and what issues you need to watch for. So it's concise. It goes to the point. It tells you exactly what needs to get done. And this is something that whether you are in sales, marketing, or leadership, it gives you insightful information.
Which is the most important element of having the report, is to use it and know what you want to do with it. Thank you, Mari, for hanging in there to share. So here's our second report. And because we are doing the demo, we're probably going to go a little bit longer. Just wanted to let you all know, and we have all these in the slides as well. Okay, so the second report then, the campaign to conversion report, this takes us over to the marketing side. Mari, I know that you're always looking, you and Paula, at the conversions and how campaigns are performing. And our team uses that information to determine where should we make adjustments across all that we're doing, not just what we think of as traditional campaigns as like marketing, emails, or pay-per-click. We're also thinking of social, where changes need to be there, SEO, where changes need to be. So tell us about the campaign to conversion report and what people should be looking at.
Of course. Well, a little bit like what you mentioned, this one gives you a clear picture of how your marketing campaigns are performing. So not just in terms of volume, we had X amount of sessions, no, but actual conversions that are tied to revenue outcomes. So right now, Paula's going to walk us through how that looks like in HubSpot. But following your words, if you don't know which campaigns are creating real opportunities, then you are really wasting marketing dollars. This report is going to connect what your marketing efforts are to what those outcomes are showing up in your reporting. So you will have visibility and accountability right there in clear vision. So I'm going to turn it over to you, Paula, so you can show us that.
Great, thank you. Okay, so I've made 2 just demo campaigns. lead generation and onboarding and welcome. So we can see the deals that are coming in and the leads that are coming in, which campaign they're associated with. So you know which marketing efforts are paying off better. And then this report down here goes from, so out of those campaigns, you ended up with 59 marketing qualified leads. Well, only 4 of those turned into actual sales qualified leads. So it'll show you that drop off. And then down here is going to give you your response time. So if we actually were emailing back and forth with the clients, something like that, it's going to give you all of that. It's going to show you how long it took your team to respond to the outreach or to a question that your client might have asked. And then this report is giving you that opportunity creation and then what the actual close rates are, how they're moving into conversion stages. And then I believe Maury has the AI set up to go in and analyze this data here.
All right. Okay. So wish me luck. All right. Okay.
And we'll let Bill
yay.
tell us that he can see it. There you go. Okay.
I love it. Okay. So the other prompt is analyze my campaign to conversion report. You don't even need to type it in because the agent brings up that option. And again, it's going to ask you to upload certain amount of data. You could have some of this, maybe all of it. And it will ask you for the industry that you're in so that it can give you benchmark data that you can compare your data, your reports to. So once you do that, and these are the screenshots of the report that Paula was explaining, it will break down this analysis in 3 specific areas. Campaign results. This campaign results basically shows what's working and how fast your team is responding and how those efforts are comparing to what's normal in your industry. So it will tell you information like who the top, what campaign is the top contributor. So it flags which campaign is bringing in the most volume and value. And in this case, lead generation. It will give you conversion performance. So highlights which have a high win rate or especially where they're exceeding industry averages, as you can see with this little, the green dots, or speed to lead. So it tracks how fast your team is responding, which directly impacts conversions. Very short, concise, to the point. It tells you what works, what doesn't. It'll give you, again, next steps. It's important to have data-driven action. So this part is going to give you a clear tactical move to improve performance across campaigns. So double down on what's working. If a campaign is pulling double the volume and converting well, the GPT will suggest you replicate what's making it successful. Reposition weaker campaigns. So, for example, it may recommend in this instance moving your onboarding and welcome campaign earlier in the funnel to boost your MQL to SQL conversion. Or fix the handoff. If your marketing qualified leads to sales qualified lead conversions are under your industry benchmark, like you can see with the red dot, it calls that out and it recommends lead scoring or journey optimization. And finally, it gives you the issues to watch for. So this is where the GPT helps you identify your risks and your blind spots in your campaign mix. So here, for example, it's telling you that your lead drop-off. It's telling you that if 90% or more of your MQLs never become sales qualified leads, then the agent will flag it as it's a big conversion leak. Or attribution blind spots. It checks for underperforming or on-track campaigns like nurture, webinar, or upsell efforts. Or in this case, campaign dependency risk. If one campaign is responsible for 2/3 of your deal volume, it warns against over-reliance or it will suggest diversifying. And again, the agent does not stop there. It doesn't just analyze. It opens the door to further action. You can ask it to generate a visual summary. You can request a lead journey report to dive deeper into certain MQLs or SQLs or where they're dropping off. And if you're looking for execution support, then it will tell you we can do it for you. So it's concise, it's short, to the point, but it helps see the bigger picture.
You know, what you all are hearing as Mari shares what you can do with the custom GPT and the type of information that it's providing is that there's much more depth that you want from reports. It's not just let's look at the top line number, the bottom line number, or the change from one point to another. You really need to understand what the impact of that is. And that's what the custom GPT will allow you to do. So our third report then is the lead journey report. So Mari?
Lead journey. Okay, so this is the last report that we brought over to this webinar. And this one is great because it maps out the full path that your lead customer user takes from the initial entry all the way to close deal or drop off. So obviously, this report will show you what's working, but it will show you also why it's working. And that's how you really scale results in Kendra's words. So it's a complete map. And I'm going to turn it over to Paula so she can show us on HubSpot what this report is about.
Yes, this is my favorite report. So HubSpot recently released the customer journey report line so that you can do it for marketing, heavily marketing based, heavily sales based, or just a mix across the account. So what I did is created this one that starts off with the very first step in this journey is the record was created. And then it goes on to, they turned into a sales qualified lead. Now you can add other steps. So if I wanted to put when they became a marketing qualified lead, I could put that in here. And then it goes, so they became a sales qualified lead and then the deal was created. And the next stage I've got that the deal was closed. So what it does, it shows you where you've got those drop off points at so that you can come back in there and use something like that, somebody on your team or the Chat GPT AI agent to go in there and analyze what those contributing factors are, what that drop off is and how to fix it. And then this is the same version of this, but they do provide it to you in table format so that this is easier for you to maybe load into the AI agent for it to go in there and actually come up and analyze it for you.
Yeah, this one is a great report because it allows you to understand where you need to optimize the journey that customer is taking. So
right.
I'm going to go into, let's see. Yay. It's working. All right. So again, I press on my prompt that says analyze my lead journey report. And he goes on and says, great. Okay. What industry are you in again? And if you can feed it further information as to what kind of leads are these inbound demo requests? Are these outbound SDR leads? Are these event contacts? And you can provide that information, do so. I uploaded the reports, the tables that Paula just showcased, told the agent I'm in the professional services industry. And then, because I am a big lover of consistency, this report will have 3 main sections. Lead lifecycle overview. This section will give you a high-level look of how your leads are progressing in that map and where they're not. So, for example, it'll tell you the starting volume versus the drop-off. It shows you what percentage of your leads are actually engaging meaningfully. It will give you the total conversion rate, which is very important because it puts your deal close numbers in context versus your benchmark. And here it has a little red dot because it's telling you that we're not there yet. And it also gives you speed insights. So it measures how long it takes a lead to move between one step to the other, flagging anything outside the norm. Again, every single analysis that this agent gives you, it sources it to data that is out there to give you context. Second section of this report is your next steps. And this part is all about making your funnel tighter and more efficient. So it fixes fix tracking issues. If the journey durations are unrealistically short, like 0.2 seconds, it flags that so that your timestamps, tells you they may be off. Or segment by lead source. It helps you isolate where the drop-offs are happening. And not all lead sources are created equal, so it is important. That's why it calls it out. And accelerate first follow-up. It recommends faster responses and automated workflows or any kind of automation to keep leads warm before they lose any interest. Finally, like all the other reports, it gives you issues to watch. So here's what the AI will call. It will call out bigger structural risks in the journey. So, for example, sake here, the mid-funnel breakdowns. If only a small percentage of your engaged leads are reaching that stage of proposal or decision stage, then the GPT will flag it and will tell you, hey, you're below the benchmark by 30, 40%. Low final win rate, and that conversion rate is very important because it will compare your close rate to your industry average, and it will highlight where you're falling short. Or you have poor ICP alignment. If only one lead reached a high value stage before closing, it will suggest that your initial targeting or your qualifications may be off. Again, this is demo data. It will give you analysis based on what you upload. Again, this agent is not just tied to this result or this analysis. As with the other reports, the custom agent doesn't stop at just pointing out the problems. It will help you act on them. So you can ask it, can you break down the performance by source, persona, campaign? Can you, generate a ready-to-share visual or summary deck? Or if you are looking to improve funnel performance, it will tell you that we can do that. KLA can do that because we specialize in lead journey optimization. Now, the pretty cool thing about this, which is my last gift to the universe, is that I take these analysis and I plug it into my dashboard in HubSpot, because that way I have one place where I can visualize what should be done. So that is the beauty of this custom agent that we wanted to share with you today.
And some of you said that you weren't able to see what Paula was sharing. This is what she shared. So here is the visual that she was sharing that shows the journey from the contact being set up through, this was the end, through a sale, or this is MQL, isn't it? I can't read it. Paula.
Yes, this is
very end.
lead to close the journey.
And then at the top, we've got the beginning of a chart, but there's a chart that could be used then to be imported into ChatGPT and analyzed. Okay.
Yeah.
So that's what she was showing. And as I think one of the strongest elements of this lead journey report is the fact that it does the comparison to your industry. It's great to look at how have you improved against yourself, but if you don't have a benchmark of what is happening in your industry, you don't know, is that number good? Is it bad? How are you doing? So you want to be able to see, how do you compare with the industry? Okay. Anything else you want to share here, Mari?
I think that in conclusion is HubSpot intelligence is something that is real. Creating these custom reports and dashboards gives you a very clear picture. Finding the equivalent with your CRM is a possibility. I personally love HubSpot and in the way that you can interact with the data. Then there's the ChatGPT prompts, this agent that we've created for you, which can summarize those reports without you having to spend so much time and energy on them, because it already does the work for you and it will generate follow-up action. But the last part of this webinar is something that is very important to consider. And this is something I speak to my clients all the time. Lead scoring. Lead scoring and deal insights are possible within HubSpot and many other CRMs as well. But this basically assigns a score to your leads that are coming in based on their behavior and activity with your marketing assets. So your website, your forms, the way that they click on an article that's been created, the way they interact with the video. And that allows you to understand where that lead can come in as an opportunity or a deal within sales. So it ties it all up together. And this is something so important, in engineering that lead scoring is something we specialize in within HubSpot. It's also transferable to other CRMs and to the business as a whole, but it accelerates and makes your sales and your revenue generating efforts a lot more efficient.
Thank you for sharing that. The other thing I would share that's really beneficial about lead scoring, and you want to see if you have these capabilities, is that you can lead score overall, or you can lead score within campaigns as well. So if you're doing a cold campaign, your lead scoring may be different than if you are, let's say, sending things out to your list that you've been nurturing for a long period of time. Mm-hmm. Okay, this is what Mari was showing, the Revenue Generation Campaign Analyzer AI agent. And these are the steps. You'll have this in the deck that you can download. Here's where you can get everything that we were just talking about. So you can get the AI agent that Mari has showed you. You can download all the slides, and there's more in the slides that we didn't cover so that you had it available to you. And if we should be talking about how you are using your CRM, how you're doing reporting, or how you're doing AI, because you notice we're using AI as all part of this, then sign up for or schedule a personalized AI acceleration session, and we'll talk about what you're doing and what you'd like to be able to do, and where we might be able to help you do that. So you can either use the QR code or you can use the bit.ly link, both of those. And Bill has put those links in the chat. If you have any questions, make sure that you've asked those. I know we covered a lot about reporting. We tried to give you an entire webinar on what we do with clients in monthly meetings, and that they learn over the course of a year or 2 years, all in just a short webinar. So we know that you may not have gotten everything. And in our next revenue generating webinar, we're going to talk about cold leads. And so how is it that you can get more meetings from cold leads? Yes, you've got your referral network, you've got all your nurturing that you're doing, but you may have lists, especially if you've got list applications or business information software connected to your CRM. So if you've got Seamless AI or you've got Zoom Info, you can do a lot with cold lists. But what does that mean? And we're going to show you data and what campaigns look like so that you can start thinking about, okay, do we want to do a cold lead campaign or not? So that's what we're going to talk about in this next Coffee with Kendra. And Lynn Heidi, a senior sales consultant with KLA, is going to be joining me as we have this whole discussion. And now I should share, our Coffee with Kendras are moving from Friday to Wednesday, because we know that a lot of you are off on Fridays throughout the year and you might miss one. We're moving them to Wednesdays. Same time in September, it will be September 10th. So join us on a Wednesday for our next Coffee with Kendra. And if you found this valuable, please leave us a Google review.